miles an hour now. Now ready, set, go. Whoa-oh.
Well, Team Roping fans, welcome back. It's the replay right here on roping.com. We're at the South Point Hotel, Casino, and Resort. And we've got Rhen here with us and Derrick Begay, some NFR qualifiers. We're looking at number 7 in the world, Rhen.
Yes, sir.
Number 5 for Derrick Begay. 10 trips to the National Finals Rodeo, and this will make 6 for you, Rhen. 2 of them in the tie-down roping.
Yes, sir.
Well, guys, thanks for joining us here today on roping.com. A little different situation here as we get everything started. Obviously, a somber note to kick everything off. Of course, NFR, Thomas and Mack, everything closed tonight. Performance number 1 is going to be moved to a later date, I assume, on Wednesday is what I read. What have you guys been doing today in light of the changes?
For me, it really hasn't changed much. I signed for a few booths this morning and just been kind of going on about the day so far.
Derrick, tell us what you went through today. What's kind of been in your mind? And, you know, when they postpone something, that's obviously unprecedented, given the situation, totally understandable. But what did that change in your day? Were you able to practice today? Let's walk us through that.
Didn't really have much planned anyway. Had breakfast at the room, went to the stalls and hung out for a little bit, and came with Coulter's kids here to watch my nephew JP here in the Permit Challenge. We watched the bucking horses and the bull sale and just hanging out, checking out the shows, and we don't got much going on. We're going to get something to eat here in a little bit, so not much is going on for me.
Well, guys, we are here. This is a journey. This is something, everybody. It's the apex of professional rodeo to make the NFR. Rhen, winner of Rodeo Houston, teamed up this year with Jeremy Bueller, a man that has won him a national title. Kind of break down your years. It's something that started off hot, kind of a tougher summer. What did it take to get you here today to have you compete at the Thomas and Mack?
Well, anytime you win a rodeo like Houston, it obviously boosts your season, but we kind of focused on Canada this summer once we had good money won before the summer started, and we thought, well, we're going to take advantage of that and go to Canada, try to get the Canadian finals made, and then, you know, we obviously tried to go to the best rodeos down here. And, yeah, we kind of went through a deal there summer that we didn't win as much as we'd like to, especially when you're in that spot. You would think, well, it takes a little pressure off and, you know, winning would be a little easier, you would think, but, you know, it's not like that. When you're competing against the best guys in the world at every rodeo, you can rope good and not win. So it wasn't that we didn't rope great. We just, you know, we didn't blast at the right rodeos. It seems like when we were making good runs, it was at smaller rodeos, and just we went through a little funk there for about 30 days that just, you know, didn't really go our way.
You know, it's interesting because you got 2 great guys here with absolutely great skills and that ability, but that aspect of rodeoing, how to enter, where to enter, what you have to do to win. When you guys are taking a look at statistics, how many rodeos do you need to win or place at to have that opportunity? Is that something you look at? Is that totally just money won? What are your metrics, Rhen?
Well, they used to say 1,000 a rodeo will kind of be the mark, but anymore it seems like these rodeos are paying a lot more than what they used to. So, I mean, I don't know exactly what the mark was, maybe 93 or 4,000, and we only get to count 75. So, I mean, your percentages, unless you win a Houston or you get a big hit somewhere, you know, you consistently have to win.
Well, Derrick, let's talk about you and Coulter Todd as well. You guys have a little different route into success coming into the NFR. I think over $138,000 won coming in for 5th. What was your guys' recipe for success to make it to this point?
For us, it seemed like just winning. Winning's the only thing that kept us going. That kind of winning kind of led one thing to another kind of thing, and losing also could have led to something else either, but we won just a little bit more times than we lost, so that's what kept us going. And just it's hard to explain. We never started with the plan. We didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know where we were going, but obviously you want to do good, and just one thing led to the other, and we just kept going.
So, and you build on that as the year goes, and you start putting this money together. At what point did you feel that, hey, we've got us a chance and we can make it? We're going to make it this year. Was there a point in your season that was a turning point for you that kind of gave you a different set of eyes to see?
Yes, that was after the short run of Pendleton. After we won Pendleton, I kind of had a pretty good idea that we had a pretty good chance. Nowadays, it's so tough, and I've been rodeoing for a long time, and I've got my hopes up a lot for a lot of things. I mean, not just rodeos, through life, and things let me down a lot, so I don't get excited until I know for sure, but probably till after Pendleton's when I knew that we had a chance.
Well, that was the kicker. Rhen, let's take a look at some of these runs. Obviously, let's try to break this down. We'll get back to Derrick here in a little bit, but we're going to run something. Can just kind of tell us where we're at here and what we're seeing. Obviously, we see them gold shoots.
So this was the first round last year at the finals, and I mean,
they're just gonna go ahead and pull the scab off, right?
Well, it's good to watch this because, you know, the way I prepared last year was probably I prepared a lot different this year. Obviously, I didn't rope very good, but the steers were a lot smaller last year, and they were leaving sharp, where in the years before it felt like the start took just a little longer to happen. And so I had my horses, you know, not just blowing as hard, and this horse here the year before was almost too free. And so practicing, I kind of kept him tightened down, and then, yeah, he'd never give me that feel before. I just was a little further than what I thought I was going to be, and he didn't give me that extra stride. And, yeah, I wadded it up on the first steer, and our week was pretty tough till the end. It took a while to kind of get things figured out, and, I mean, it's tough out here.
Well, Chris, let's take a look at another video. There's one right there. Let's break that one down.
So this was I think this is the 9th round. I finally turned a good steer in the 8th round, and it was just, I was a lot more aggressive on the start later. I mean, I was missing the barrier early, and seemed like it gives those steers a chance to kind of get away. And we went and practiced a little bit, and I freed my horse up, and the last 3 steers felt really good.
And we take a look at this, and I mean, we got 2 of the world's best headers sitting here with us, and they've got different paths to get to this success. And we're taking a look at that horse. What horse are you riding here at this
horse
week?
Here, he's going to be my backup this year. I'm riding a horse that I got a couple years back. I rode him a bunch last winter. I have high hopes for him here. He's really good in the corner. He runs really hard across the line. He's strong up the wall and faces really good. I feel like I'll be a little closer to the cow than what I have been on this horse the last 3 years, so I'm excited about it. It felt really good when we run the steers down. So, and this horse will be good if something happens and I have to get on him. He feels great too.
All right. And let's take a look at some of Derrick's runs as well. Let's talk a little bit about Derrick Begay, him and Coulter Todd throughout the years. And let's go ahead and take a look here, Derrick, and kind of tell us what you had going on. And let's break this run down for just a little bit.
That was a really good steer. That was the second round back in 2021, I believe, a couple of years ago. That was the second round. That was me and Brady's second steer. We run our first steer. We made a pretty good run. That was the second time I rode that horse. So it just one of those deals. We didn't know how it was going to go. You just got to nod your head and hopefully you try to get a good start. That's the main thing here. Not just here, but anywhere else. If you can get a good start on the barrier, it makes things easier. So that was kind of my goal on that part. And here we are in Salt Lake City I believe this was the semifinals in Salt Lake where they, I think there's, I don't know, 8, 10 teams, and they 2 or 3 teams move on to advance the tournament style. So we got by one there, kind of pulled at the barrier. And
Where's this going to be here? Is that going to be in Guyman?
yeah, this is in Guyman. They're showing all the good runs where we all caught, which I'm
We're
glad.
just going to sit back and appreciate.
Yeah, this was a three steer average, and this was either our first or second steer. I'm not sure, but we drew some good steers that week, and we end up just getting them caught, and we end up doing good there.
You know, we'll talk real quickly too about the horses. If you were to limit it to top three or four things, Rhen, that you look for in a head horse, what are those going to? What spots? What are you wanting to see in a head horse?
Well, nowadays for a rodeo horse, it seems like you need something that's easy, that's not going to get too tight, but doesn't have too much run either. It seems like the barriers are a little shorter and times are fast. So for me, something that is easy to score and will let me get it on them and set them up for my partner. Strong finish.
And Derrick, what would be your 3 things that you'd want for your horse?
That's all a guy needs in a head horse is 3 things: one that will score, one that will run, and one that will face.
In that order.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll put it in that
Yeah,
order, single
that
file,
order.
just like they load the cattle, right?
Well, I mean, it's more complicated than that.
Oh, absolutely.
Feel is a big thing. That's one thing that everybody has their own personal feel on their own particular horse, the certain stride, the way they feel, the way they just feel is a big thing, and that's something that us individually have to get on the horse yourself and feel it out. So,
Well, let's talk about that. Rhen, you're one of the coaches too with roping.com, and obviously you've experienced and been asked questions by multiple people. How did you get to this point? Tell me this. There's got to be a secret sauce. There's got to be something, right? And Derrick as well. You know, I've gone to I like professional development type stuff, and you go take a look at these individuals that have been very successful in whatever it is, and they can tell you everything and say, this is what it is that I did. But you guys have 2 different roping styles, 2 different ways of doing things, and your success, you're coming in here with an opportunity to win the same buckle, right? What do you tell individuals? Let's just say they're mid-level amateurs right now, a 5 or 6 classification, all right? And they want to know, what does it take? You can feed them everything that you know, but what does it take?
I would say passion. You know what I mean? The will to want to figure it out. I feel like I tried to study, in my opinion, who the best guys in the world were. I feel like the team, Jeremy and I could rope, but the run just wasn't very good. And we kind of got to a point where it was like we felt like we'd plateaued. And so if I was going to tell somebody, like, study the very best guys in the world, whether you're a football player or whatever it is, whatever discipline you're in, like, I didn't just come up with a style on my own and try it on. I just tried to break down the best guys in the world and see what they were doing as an athlete themselves and what their horses were doing, and I tried to develop my own style. But I think that's the best way to do it is study the best.
And it's those quality reps is trying to get that feel as well, right? And they're like, hey, you got to feel your rope, feel the horse, feel this, that. Derrick, what is it that you would tell somebody? Same question to you. I mean, you said your heart's been broke several times. You don't get your hopes up anymore until you see it happen. That comes from having a broken heart. That comes from the struggles and trying to fight back. What would you tell an individual that asks, what is it that gets you at this point? What separates you from everybody else?
that's a tough question. There's kids, there's older people that come up to me and say, I want to be like you. I want to be like that guy. I want to make the national finals. The hardest thing to say, and you can't say it. When you look at them and you look at their work ethic and you look at how much they want it, and when you want to be truthful and honestly about it, and some guys, they're just not going to do it. And do you tell them that? I can't. Unless they just maybe ask me twice or three times, and man, I'm just being honest.
No, that's a fair response. That is a fair response.
We
got to be realistic as well of what our gifts are, right?
But then you got that other few that ain't gonna take no for an answer, or they're gonna do whatever it takes, or they're gonna run steers after steers after steers, and those are the ones that doesn't matter what I tell them, they're going to get it done. They're going to do it. Those are the ones that I can tell them no. And sometimes I do, just to some guys are so hard headed and so want to do something. Sometimes I'll play with them and say, you can't do it. Then
just pushing them a little
and
bit.
You could see it in their minds, say, you know what, I'm going to prove you wrong. So that's a tough question to ask anybody.
No, I think I think you answered it perfect. I think we got to be careful and then come to the realization as well. Usually the ones that are asking, they've got their doubts, and the ones that don't, they're the ones that got that fire in them too, right? But no doubt, it takes a lot to get here, no matter what. It doesn't matter if you want to be an auctioneer, you got to figure it out. You got to figure out the sweet spot. You want to be the best team roper there is. Real quick, and just to wrap it up here as well, what do you guys, we'll end up with something fun. You win a title, okay? Rhen, we'll go with you first. You win this title this week, right? What's the first thing you're going to do? Where are you going to go eat? Have we thought this far? What do you have envisioned? Do you envision before you go into something?
I feel like everybody visions hopefully having a chance to win a gold buckle, but I don't think it would really change anything as far as my lifestyle. I got my family, I got 2 little girls. There's a lot more things that are important in my life than winning a gold buckle. That would be something I've worked my whole life for, and I'd be super grateful to have that opportunity. But at the end of the day, I got my family, my friends, and that's what's most important to me.
Derrick, what about you?
Well, you said Rhen's going to win it, so I'll win second. That's the best I could do. Oh,
no, when you get back there, and should you win that belt buckle, that's obviously you guys come in here with common goals, and I don't mean to pitch you guys against each other. It's just we're going to win, right? We're going to be on the winning team, and we're knocking heads, and that's what we're going to do. So if you get to take that victory lap with that gold buckle and have that interview, what will it mean to you, Derrick?
Probably 8-10 years ago, it would have meant everything to me. But say tomorrow, it probably would just mean we would be the luckiest team. I guess I can't say 10 days now because it's only been 9. We'll be the luckiest team in the last 9 days. That's what it would mean to me. But I go eat the biggest steak with my family after the rodeo. That's probably what I do.
There'll be no doubt a lot of celebrations. Well, Rhen, I want to say thank you for coming and joining us. Thanks for taking time away from your family. Derrick, you as well. I know you had dinner plans and going. Guys, on behalf of all the team ropers out there, thank you for always giving us something to shoot for. Thank you for pouring into us. Thank you for answering those questions to how to be better and to be those individuals that are accessible, because it means the world to all of us. And folks, thanks for tuning in to the replay here with roping.com. My name is Farron Lucero here with Rhen Richard and Derrick Begay.
I'm 100 miles an hour now.